What's up, my brothers and sisters? Hope all is well. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, and I wish you many, many more years to come, many blessings over your life for all the hard work that you put in, the things that you've done over the many years, not just for us, but for the family, for the ministry, for those ministers, for those bishops and pastors that are all fathers. I want to say Happy Father's Day to you. Here it is again, another Sunday with Mike Sterling Ministry, partnering with my sister Natalie Marie. She does a lot of the recording for me, and we have this ministry going full force. You haven't seen us, I think it's been 2 Sundays, and so we missed you. We just been really, really busy, really tied up, but we're here. We're still going. We're still going strong. Still in the ministry, still doing what God has called us to do. So tonight, I wanted to go into and take a few minutes and just to show you, who am I? I have a lot of people ask, who is Mike Sterling? Or you may, you may have even asked, who is Mike Sterling? And the question of the matter is not necessarily who I am, but who is God in my life? Because the thing about it is really, people, when you get down to the bottom, to the boil, you realize that God has brought me from so far. I've come from so far. He's brought me through a lot. Back in, my younger ages, when I was right about 13 years of age. This is when I started smoking. I got really active into it, really involved, because I thought, it was cool. I saw a lot of other people doing it, and I said, hey, why not? So the environment that I was in specifically, and the people I hanged around, influenced me very heavily to start smoking. So I started, smoking every single day. It was from 13 years of age, it was an ongoing process, an ongoing thing that I believed that was quote unquote the cool life. Smoking, drinking, having sex out of wedlock, chasing women. I thought all of this was cool, clubbing, partying. Hanging out late nights, disrespecting your parents, not giving, not caring at all. What your parents thought or said to me specifically. I can't speak for anybody else. I can testify that when my parents told me to do something, for the most part, I didn't care. I said bump it. But specifically that attitude was nothing but pride in my heart. It's nothing but the selfishness, the pride, the arrogance that was there, me wanting to do whatever I wanted to do. So from the age of 13, all those things that I mentioned, chasing women, smoking, I used to smoke like crazy. Now, when you talk about a crazy smoker, this is him. I just didn't smoke the weed. I used to put, what do you call it, those pain pills, the ibuprofen. I used to crush those up in there, dip it in syrup and make it burn longer. Just so I can get that extra high. And this is how much I was addicted to the marijuana, to the alcohol. I was actually put on probation maybe about around age of maybe 16, 17. So they took away the marijuana. That was why I was on probation. I was prohibited from doing that. Knowing me, I did whatever I wanted to do. I still did it anyway. But so I started drinking more, and my older sister, Natalie, which is, the one that partners with me in the ministry here on my YouTube channel, she actually, saw this maybe like age 16, almost 17 there. She saw it getting really, really intense, and it was getting worse because, really the root of the cause was the enemy was taking me slower and slowly away from where God wanted me to be. Because a lot of people, they think about issues, about trials and tribulations and problems, or even their own internal addictions and issues. They think of it and look at it in the physical, and that's good, but you also have to look at the spiritual part and aspect about it. That was the enemy through the smoking, through the chasing women and having sex, through the alcohol addiction. That was the enemy using those drugs and twisting my mind to believe a lie, really to believe a lie that all these things was the good life. And that is what is the danger when we see the world and we see the saints and the people of God, and we see a lot of people falling, nowadays. Now, I grew up in the church, mind you, I grew up believing in Jesus and all that good stuff. But the matter of the fact is that once I started to look upon these things more and more, and I believed and I saw these things just like Eve in the garden, Adam and Eve, the enemy tempted them of what they saw, of what they knew, that the enemy put a seed of doubt, and that seed of doubt was inside of me at one point in my life. So I say that all to say that when you see that you're going in the wrong direction, you got to take a step back and evaluate yourself and say, where have I gone wrong? What am I doing that's not right? But at that time in my life, pride was so deep in my heart, I was blinded, and I didn't see any of this. And the enemy was just so happy at the time. I mean, because I'm not in God's plan. I'm not worshiping God. I'm not reading no Bible. I mean, I grew up in the church, but I said, you know what? Bump this stuff. I'm going to do this when I get maybe 30 years of age, and then I'll be cool. I'm gonna live my life now. I'm young. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna get turned. I'm gonna do whatever I want, not care. Just do whatever. You know what I mean? And when I had that attitude, I mean, the enemy was just using that every single day, using that so that he can wind me farther away from where God wanted me to be. And that's what he does, people of God. So you have to be careful. That's an encouragement, a word of declaration that you have to be careful of what's going on in your life, not just in the physical, but also it's a spiritual matter behind it. So anyway, I'm living this life and I'm doing all these things. I mean, my grades are dropping. I was in high school at the time. I transferred from Newtown, then Randallstown, then eventually, thank God I graduated from Pikesville. But because of all that, I was, having behavior.